my YouTube, and sat here on a Saturday afternoon, got a bit of free time, thinking what can I do with my time. Yep, I know, I haven't played on them for ages, so I'm going to do all 3 daily races. Don't even know what they are. So we're at Tacubaya, Circuit Alike, that's good, in the Mazda Unos Roadster, which is the MX-5, I believe, more or less. For some reason they haven't called it the MX-5 though. And yeah, let's crack on. So when does the race start? I've got 1 minute to qualify, which means I'm going to pretty much be at the back guaranteed, but don't mind that. And we'll see how we can go. So I'm going to do all 3 daily races. It might mean a little bit of waiting around in between for the actual race entry times to be open to actually be able to enter and get in the race and do some qualifying. But in that case, I'll just do some free time qualifying before you can actually enter the races. So I'm too late by the look of it for qualifying in this one, so I've just got to wait 2 minutes now, which gives me 2 minutes of nervous time to think about what I'm going to say. Yeah, like I say, I haven't done any daily races for ages, and it used to be a regular thing. Pretty much that's what I used Gran Turismo for at one point. I just came on Gran Turismo, did the daily races, that was it. Since I've got into league racing, and I'll just mention SimFX and the MRC, the Mature Racing Club, joined 2 sim racing league organisations. I've worded that terribly, but and started league racing quite a lot, so I've got quite a lot of league races going on at the moment, some more to start soon as well, and some finishing soon and all that kind of stuff, so it's hard to keep track of what's going on, but really enjoying it. So I've kind of put what I used to do the dailies on the back seat, and so to speak, excuse the pun, and yeah, concentrated on league racing for a few months now, so just got a bit of free time, like I say, so why not go back and enjoy a few random races against random people in random cars and see how I do. 36 seconds to wait until we get launched into a little warm-up session, and then straight into the race, see where we qualify, and well, not qualify, see where we start on the grid. Even though I'm not qualified, I might not be right at the back if other people haven't qualified either. And yeah, see how we can do. Obviously, I'm not telling anyone that's done these something they don't know, but these daily races are a challenge more because of the standard of driving that you're up against through your competition. There's a lot of people that aren't very good on these, quite frankly. And they don't really think about the driving. They might be quite fast, but they might not be very intelligent with the way they attack a track and try and overtake. So they've got all sorts to deal with. But hopefully we can capture a few good races on stream. So I'm starting right at the back in 12th. It's no big concern. The cars aren't particularly that quick, so you know, the people at the top, they'll be able to run away, don't get me wrong, if they're good. But at the same time, they're never that far away when you start, because you're all in the same car. And they start about 10 seconds in front of you on pole, so it's not impossible to actually get a decent result out of these races from right at the back, but especially when it's on a track that I know. Let's see what we can do. So I've got a chance to have 50-second warm-up session, which is even less than that by the time I get out of the pits and actually in control of the car. And try now, chuck it into third and roll around here. But straight away, I'm reminded that I'm in a road car, not a race car. No grip at the front end, loads of understeer, even though I felt like I was rolling around that corner. I didn't even attempt to go into it quick. So again, around this corner, just got to be careful, hesitant, but anyone that's familiar with Tacubaya knows all this. Good track, I like it. So already not to worry about this car. Slow enough for everything to be manageable. So yeah, let's see how we do. Hopefully we'll time it right for a second race and actually get a few qualifying laps in. Probably still see me at the back, but that's, at least we've had a practice of the track if I don't improve my position. Where's my drink gone? Is that the right one? No, that's the wrong one. So yeah, let's see what comes of it. Oh, so I messed up straight away there. Forgot about the standing start procedure where you just nail it, and as soon as it says go, you're off. So I changed gear as I was in neutral and changed into first, but I changed into second, so it's actually dropped me back on the straight to start with. So one guy didn't manage to get going, sat there on the grid still probably. So I'm into 11th now. Let's see if I can ease it around the outside, bit of contact from the guys on the left hand side. They've slowed each other down. I'm just going to change my radar settings. Traction control as I flip through is on 3 then, so not exactly where I'd want it, but I'm not going to mess about too much. I need to concentrate at this point of the race where we're all close together. We've got quite a few Spaniards in front of us, and they haven't got the best reputation online, I'm not going to lie. A lot of people that moan about the Spaniards on this game being a bit dirty in the daily races, so I've got that to compete with as well. Now I've noticed. Put my traction control on 1 now, heading down the straight. I've got time to do it. And heading into the last corner to start the second lap shortly. So some guy in front's gone wide there, right onto the AstroTurf on the left hand side. Just managed to gather it back up and stay side by side with the guy who he's with. So I'm not really going to be happy. I've got 7 laps. I'm not really going to be happy if I finish in 11th. I like to think I'm a better racer than that. I've got the opportunity just sat there in front of me with these cars all bunching up as well. So as long as I put a decent lap or 2 in at some point, I should make up at least 1 position or if not more. Even though I don't feel like I'm making mistakes really, the guys in front are keeping that gap. Closed in on that corner now, saying that, and we're nearly 3 wide, just a little gap in between each car, but nearly 3 wide going in there. I'm going to go back to the left hand side to get maximum entry into this corner. Hopefully he doesn't stop on the apex. He's gone wide, so I've got a line down the inside now, as you can see. Try and make that work, but I just can't get the acceleration done, and still find myself in 11th. Not the best first couple of laps I've ever had of a race. Now we're up into 10th if I can hold it. No, he's still got a run on me, so I'm still in 11th. Managed to get into 10th briefly there. Got to go for the inside, I'm close enough. Didn't want to make contact, so broke. Mark was pretty late. A German guy called Mark in front of me was pretty late on the brakes there, so I couldn't really beat him on the brakes if I'm honest, so I backed out of it. And I'm still in 11th, so I don't feel like I'm having a bad race here, but just can't get the pace going to get the places. Keeping it too tight around there, and I'm too slow on the accelerator coming out. So I just watch myself drop back down the straight because of that. It's an important corner, is that corner before this straight. It's quite a long straight, especially in cars this slow. Going 73 mid-corner speed there. So again, guy in 8th place has hit the wall. He's gone that wide then, and gathered it all back up, but he's going to be worrying about being attacked from behind now, so let's see if we can at least make him a position I can gain. Just rubbing doors and mirrors with guy at the side of him. So I always feel like fast cars are almost quite easy to drive, and these kind of cars actually take quite a bit of tuning into, so I haven't really extracted any pace out of this MX-5 so far. I thought this would be quite easy because it's a slow car, but I should have known better and thought about it a bit more and thought, no, it's actually a lot more difficult to drive slow cars and actually compete well in them, because it's all about carrying your momentum and not really being ultra late on the brakes, just carrying your mid-corner speed as much as you can and all that kind of stuff. Just never really trying to lose 1 mile an hour anywhere if you can help it, you know, if you can gain speed at all times or just drop down the minimum amount of mile an hour as possible. It doesn't really matter like saying faster cars, because your acceleration's so fast that if you drop off an extra 5 mile an hour into a corner from your previous lap, you won't notice any difference. But in a car like this, you really notice a difference, because building the revs takes so long that you're hindering yourself by going that low down. And that was an example there as well. I chucked an extra gear change in there for no reason whatsoever, so that slows you down. So I've got time there where it's changing gear where I'm not actually accelerating, so I know I was in the braking zone, but still it's time wasted. So I need to get a better exit here. The guy on the left's gone a bit funky, so messed my exit up, but I gained another place, so I can't complain too much, although I made a little bit of contact because of the fact that he cut back into the apex when he should have really run wide from the line that he entered the corner in. Anyway, I followed the guy in front rather than taking my own line, so I ended up drifting a little bit wide there. Noticed early enough and tapped the brake and pulled it back. So the guy behind me is pretty close, going to have to make sure I don't make any silly mistakes down here. So exactly what I'm talking about there. That was terrible from me through there, and my SR's just gone down a little bit because of the contact, but I lost the back end, so I completely lost any momentum I had through the corner, and it all just got washed away by the back end stepping out and losing traction for a split second, and it lost me all those miles an hour, and all those revs might not have been actually that much in the grand scheme of things, but as I'm trying to explain, it makes all the difference. So this is again the point where I need to, this guy's dirty, he's hit me twice now. Well, I get an SR thing for it for some reason, even though if a car's behind, it's their responsibility to pass me clean, not my responsibility to let him pass clean. But there you go, Gran Turismo penalty system does not seem to be based around that concept of racing. I think they've got their own little concept going on in the studios where these are made. They kind of think that racing's not a real world thing, and they come up with their own little ideas for what penalty system should be. Anyway, it's a hotly debated topic, is the penalty topic. I could bang on about it all day, but it's not particularly interesting, so I won't. But yeah, it certainly gets a few people's backs up. Why have I just lost SR, for example, when yes, you could argue one of the SR moments I've just had, which diminished my SR, was my own fault, and the other one wasn't. Why, you know, I expect it maybe one time. See, if I almost feel like I could ram that guy in front and he'd get, his points would go down rather than mine. Oh, I've got the run on him just because I got the gear change done slightly before him there. You can actually see the difference in the gear changes when you're next to each other in these kind of cars. It's holding me to the inside, I say. He's forcing me off the track, trying to. Let's see if we can get him. Just not got enough speed to get the run on him out of the corner. Oh, so that was terrible. I went up 2 places, and one of them I didn't even really manage to do myself. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So that was not a daily race I'm going to repeat, unless I had some, you know, some good quality practice. Put quite a bit of time into practicing it, and got used to the car and the way you have to drive it. Anyway, enough about that. I'm not bothered if I win these races, just good having a bit of fun. Bit of a shame you end up with people hitting you and stuff, but there you go. That's why I end up league racing in the end, to avoid all that. So this next race starts at 10 to 4. So, what time is it now? Yeah, 10 to 4. So I've only got 2 minutes to wait, but in fact I will just wait. I was going to just do a bit of qualifying Interlagos in Brazil. Time of day 9:30, 2.7 on as near as damn it track length. It's a 5-lap race, 16 cars, rolling start, and we're in the, where is it? I can't see it. Group 3 category cars, which gives me a chance to drive my beloved Jaguar that I'm using for league racing. So that's a little bonus for me, and we've already raced at Interlagos in the league, so I've already done this race in this car. No, I haven't actually. No, it's another league that I did it in, which was a different car. Never mind. But drove Interlagos not so long back, so still fresh in my mind. It's a track I know pretty well anyway, but it's fresh in my mind. Always helps. But I'm going to have a 15-minute qualifying session anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'd have time to pick up the track if not. So maximum tyre rating, quite an important one, that looking on the right, is hard. So hard tyres, don't know why they do that, just to make it a bit more difficult I suppose, but it'd be nice to be able to use the soft tyres, get some real pace out of the car. But yeah, there you go. So with it being quite a long track, it's over 2 minutes this lap if I remember rightly, or it will be over 2 minutes. So yeah, it'll end up being well over 10 minutes this race. The music in Gran Turismo is so bloody jazzy at times, it's ridiculous. I feel like you're in a cocktail lounge or like a fancy hotel or something. And if you were, you'd be asking them to turn it down as well. But there you go, you're stuck with the music on Gran Turismo, and you just got to embrace it I suppose. I'm sure there's people out there, I've done it before, I'm not doing it right now, but I've done it before, you've playing the sax along with the player there. Pretending I'm a saxophone player whilst I wait for it to load. Anyway, I shouldn't reveal my weird world, what actually goes on in my head. I'll get myself sectioned. Right, here we go. So a bit of qualifying time into this one now, you know, gives me a chance to have a good race, a better race than the last one. Oh! Straight away. Get the reminder that the traction control's off, which ain't a problem. I'm going to put the brake into the rear, but I always kind of assume traction control's on most cars. But of course, because I've set up this car a little bit, it's not on this car, and I drive it quite a lot. Too early on the brakes, but because of that I was conscious I was going too slow, so I rolled it in as fast as I could and ended up going wide. It's almost a bit of a problem when you're too early on the brakes sometimes. You think, oh, it's no problem, you've got the corner, you know, you're going slow enough, easily slow enough to get through the corner, but it can mess up your whole timing of what you're turning and everything else, and it just doesn't feel right, and you end up making a bit of a hash of it because you just you're not really used to driving like that in a way, and it's a strange one. You think, oh, you're going slower into the corner, it must be more manageable, but no, it can put you off a little bit sometimes. Just jumped over the curb there with my left-hand tyre, left rear tyre, which just unsettled the back of the car, and was gradually increasing the amount of acceleration as well, and just stepped out on me because of that. So I want to remember, watch these curves. So just crawling through the last corners, hoping for a good exit, and I've messed that up as well. So this first qualifying lap's not gone well, but I won't let that deter me. Makes no difference whatsoever. I know I can drive this track. I'm not all of a sudden a quivering wreck thinking, oh god, what's happened to me? I'm just thinking, that was just a terrible lap. Get better, you idiot. You know you're better than that. Oh, definitely need to make the brake balance adjustment. That was far too much at the rear. Felt like the rear locked up and spun on me straight away. So moving to the front all of a sudden. See if that helps. So not a productive first couple of minutes, but well, I suppose it's productive in a way, but not for lap time and actually getting practice of the tracking. I don't like that corner. I'm going to have to get it better than that. Feel like I ain't got a lot of grip at the front end. Definitely on these hard tyres, you notice you're on the hard. Have a lot more grip on the soft tyres in this car. Really struggling to get the front end pointed in whilst actually going at any kind of speed. So I'll get rid of this penalty now and then make sure my next lap's counted. Just getting a feel for the rear end. I think this is standard setup, to be fair. I don't think you can tune in these daily races if I remember rightly, so probably why it's giving me a bit more grief at the rear end as well. I've tuned the diff in the league so I can plant my foot a little bit more and not have to worry about it, even with the traction controller. TC. So T1, let's get it right. Gradual on the brakes that time, not braking too heavy, and I've got it wrong again. These hard tyres I can't really get to grips with so far. Let's make sure the rest of the lap's actually productive, so I learned something. Better through there. I didn't go for a start. We've still got 10 minutes left to qualify and practice. I think where Gran Turismo has gone slightly wrong as well with the way they've set up this game is that you qualify on your own, so you get used to, you've essentially got 15 minutes if not longer. You could spend hours qualifying before a race if you wanted to, but if you join during the entry period and then just do the qualifying, you've got 15 minutes to do it, and you get used to just going around on your own and taking the lines that for your fastest laps. So all of a sudden when you're chucked into the mix of a race after 15 minutes of basically time trial, then it's no wonder people are making mistakes left, right and centre and boxing people in and, you know, driving badly. I know it's no excuse for some of the driving you see out there, certainly not excusing the shocking driving you see on everywhere, but it's certainly maybe a factor that contributes towards that bad driving from everyone, because they're all driving around on their own in qualifying. Anyway, that's just a little bugbear I've got with the game. No game I've ever played, racing game I've ever played, or simulation title I've ever played has ever really been absolutely perfect. There's a compromise in every single one of them. Like Project Cars, technically, I believe, should be one of the better titles out there, and I suppose a lot of people would argue it is, and Gran Turismo and others aren't as good, but everyone's got their own preference and opinion, I suppose. But I just don't feel like I don't know, there's something, I can't really put my finger on what Project Cars is missing. It's got absolutely everything you could possibly want to a degree, with the weather and the time and day cycles and the endurance racing you can do on there, and the fact that you can set up your car to a ridiculous, detail. Don't understand half of it myself, if I'm honest, but I still mess about with it and try and learn and play around. But there's something about that game that just don't get me going. It doesn't excite me if I win a race. If I have a really good race on it, I've had a good race, and that's it. I'm not thinking about it afterwards. I just like, oh, that were a good race, and that's about as far as it goes. Whereas on Gran Turismo, especially league racing, and in both MRC and SimFX again, I'll mention them again. Which are both like league organisations, not technically known as that, but that's I guess what you could call them, and groups, communities. They're very good at making you feel like you've had a really good race. I can't explain it any better than that. Well, I can, I suppose. I can elaborate on that a little bit, but I don't know, I can have a really, really good race on Gran Turismo and I'm buzzing. I think about it for like a day afterwards. I'm reliving it in my mind at work. I'm thinking, oh, overtake, that was it. I'm using it to get through my 8 hours at work and get my head down and just think about racing almost the night before. And it's something quite special about that, and unfortunately, as good as the game, and I can't knock it in any way really, apart from, well, the force feedback's a little bit light for my liking, but I suppose that's just down to me not tweaking and messing about with it for hours and hours and hours to try and get it perfect. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop waffling the world about Project Cars whilst driving on Gran Turismo. It's a bit contradictory, I suppose. So, not put any decent laps in, I might have to shut up, stop thinking about what I'm going to say rather than just drive. If you are interested as well in what I've been talking about, league racing, especially the MRC, the Mature Racing Club on Facebook, if you want to check them out, for PS4 that is, that I'm involved in anyway. I think they have different groups for different consoles and everything, but yeah, the PS4 version that I'm talking about. It's a group on Facebook, and if you're interested, there's a league starting very soon. It starts on Friday, in fact, Friday coming. And if you're interested, there's still time to sign up, I believe. So you need a team assigned to you, and you need to make liveries. So I won't leave it too late. Dennis Schuer, kind of a legendary guy that runs most of it. There's other admin involved as well, but he's the main guy to speak to if you're interested, and he'll put you in a team and with other drivers, and make sure that you're in a decent position to be racing against guys that are as new to it as you are, kind of thing. So the new guys are all in one league, and with like a few experienced or more experienced guys chucked in there just to keep it all nice and not too newbie. But other than that, it gives you a chance to win a championship and move up the order if you win a race and put the extra points on the board. And it's essentially doing what we all love doing. If you're interested in racing, we all haven't got millions of pounds to go out there and actually be able to develop cars and pay for fuel and tyres and all the rest that comes with racing, and race entry itself and racing licences. Go on, the whole car being FIA spec, so if it sets on fire it's actually safe, or to a degree, and the roll cage is actually you know, checked and standardised and proven to be strong enough and safe through testing and everything. It's not just a bit of metal you've welded in. Anyway, I'll shut up. Everyone knows what I'm on about. It's ridiculously expensive, so at least sat here on your wheel in your loft, in my case, gives you some idea of what being a racing driver could be like without having to spend a fortune and travel around the world constantly. Could argue travelling around the world constantly would be really nice, but if you think about it, if you're just going from track to track, and if you've ever been go-karting or any races, you know, going from track to track all the time, yeah, it's good, and it's good being at a track and good team racing or even being involved in it, and it's brilliant, but at the same time it's a lot of work that goes into just travelling around and getting the car prepared and making sure that it's safe, and did we have a bit of damage from last time and all that kind of stuff. It must be an absolute nightmare, as well as from looking from the outside in. It looks glamorous and really fun and absolutely brilliant, but I'm sure it's not quite as glamorous as it seems. A lot of time away from home, and if you've got young kids and all that kind of stuff, then it must be really hard to manage as well. Especially you know, if you've got a new wife at home and all that kind of, you're trying to set up your family and that kind of life, and trying to keep racing going at the same time must be really difficult. I don't know how they do it. Anyway, I'm onto a decent lap here, bad exit out of the last corner, so I'm dropping my time now, but was 0.6, over 0.6 of a second up, heading out of the last corner then. So just towards the end of qualifying, I managed to get a reasonable-ish lap in. I don't think it'll see me anywhere near the top of the board, but I feel like I've got a break too early with the settings that I've got. But with just the default settings on the Jag here, the Group 3 Jag. Said it was going to be over a 2 minute lap, but it's not, so I just got that completely wrong. I'm useless at that kind of stuff. Probably race on that many tracks, I can't ever remember what kind of lap times we're looking at, so apologise for that. 1:34.836 is my fastest so far, so nowhere near 2 minutes, quite under good 25 seconds under. So yeah, I was a bit far out with that 2 minute expectation lap time. Feel like I've got to be so hesitant out of those corners, otherwise the rear end will go on me. Kicks every single time through the middle of that corner as well, which I don't like, but just got used to dealing with. Might not be ideal in a race situation with someone side by side, you know, if someone's at the side of me, but I'll have to handle that if I get in that position. Right, so that was terrible. I was in 14th, 2.7 seconds behind the pole sitter. So yeah, got a lot of work to do in this race now. I still don't think I've quite mastered commentary or talking and trying to put in ultimate lap times at the same time. I can drive half decently, but I just can't focus enough while I'm trying to talk to really extract those lap times out of the car. But that's I'll get there in the end. You know, a big concern. I'm not too bad. I can manage it just about. I bet I can set up this car, and I just haven't looked at doing it. I've just seen the setup thing then. I wonder if I can. Can I do it quickly? No. Oh, it's too late. Now I've exited the pits. I should have tried. Don't even get into 6th gear. Could definitely tune the gears to be faster, to make the car faster, and you could definitely do a bit more downforce at the rear end, and probably stiffen up the rear end a little bit as well. Probably a little bit softer than I'd like it. And that's why it dances about underneath me a little bit. But that's the main hesitation, reason why I'm hesitant on the throttles, because you're always worried about the back end going on you. Gives you that fear for the you know, to be able to really commit to the exit of the corner and push. So warm up, absolutely useless warm up over when there's no tyre warming in this game. Another thing I don't quite understand about Gran Turismo. But there you go, crazy chaps. Nice livery on the R8 there at the front with the Kinder. I like a Kinder Bueno myself. Beautiful treat. I'm going to actually put the traction control on as well just to avoid any rear end action. Put it on number 2 and hopefully I can push a little bit more than I did in qualifying. Just because I've found myself in 14th. If I were higher up I'd have just kept it as it was. It obviously would have been working, but being in 14th tells me that it won't really work with traction control off, so I'll go for the easy option and bang it on. I always think it interferes a little bit too much if you put it on 3, but if you put it on 2 it just seems about the right amount to be able to have a bit of confidence in planting your right foot. So guy on the inside got to have to hesitate and give him room. Oh, guy spun, ghosted, but he didn't quite go straight away, so I had to hesitate. Kind of slow spin he got into, so he didn't ghost, realise, didn't go into ghost straight away basically. Anyway, let's try and get into this race now. Already a bit better without the fear of traction control off. So they're all bunched up in front, which is good. I can just catch them up. And hopefully being bunched up as well, they're all sacrificing the lines, they're all making mistakes. As you can see, for example, on the left there, 3 of them going wide. Nearly give me an opportunity to gain in a place or 2. I think I've gained 1 place out of that actually. There's only 4 of us now instead of 5. So down his inside now. I had a little kick at the rear again there, and that slowed me down for the exit there. So I'll try slipstream now. Gain as much off the slipstream as I can. So I've got myself up into 12. Woo! How exciting. I didn't want to do that. I was trying my best, but he kind of cut back in and didn't give me any room to avoid it. I was trying my best not to just plough into the side of him. That's why it was only light contact in the end, I suppose. Because I had given him enough space, but he just decided not to take it. So a guy on the left hand side out there, so again no place up into 11. Made a mistake and he stopped. Roll it through here, get on the accelerator as early as I dare and run it to the curb and then dive down the inside. That's a good move. Oh, don't know if he knew I was there or not, but he's hit me. And I lose SR rating for some reason. Oh. And then he doesn't give me any room on the exit, so I don't like this guy. He's too aggressive. We're racing here, we're not bloody destruction derby. We're meant to be racing, should I say. This is the problem with the daily races. People don't actually understand what racing is. These random folk that you end up racing against. Or they have a very different concept to me anyway. And what most clean racers would aim for in their racing. So I'm going to go ultra inside, get away with it there. You probably weren't expecting that. So I've got to bear that in mind. He might do something stupid and attack me. But no, I've got it done. Guy in front of me goes wide a little bit as well, loses a bit of pace. And he gets a good exit though. He's got a penalty though. So try and sit in the slipstream now. Gain as much as possible down these straights. Horrible corner to come out of that one. Down his inside, make sure I have no contact, get past him, yep. So up into 9th now. Not an overtake from me really, just a mistake from him. Gave away the position. So close to the R8 in front now. So used to looking at the back of TTs in the leagues that are racing, sometimes anyway. Yeah. So he's hugging like the middle of the track, so good defensive driving for him, but I'm not too bothered because he seems to be pulling us up to the guys in front as well, so I don't have to overtake him straight away. If I want to get past him, it'll probably happen naturally with the guys in front getting involved. Going to have an intelligent mentality towards the racing, I think. Some people could argue that my mentality isn't intelligent towards racing, but I like to think about the bigger picture and, you know, the people that are holding. Oh shit! So he's come back on track. I couldn't avoid that. Hope you could see that. Again, takes my SR rating down. I don't feel like I really did anything wrong. Glad I didn't get a penalty out of it, that's the main thing, but I'm up into 7th now. I've got a guy right behind me though, so I need to late brake into here, make sure I get it done. Yeah, managed it nicely. And I've pulled the gap on them as well, so they're dropping back now. So I can concentrate and just looking forward. As long as I don't have a mistake, I won't drop back to them that easily. So I'm just trying to keep it clean, get into the rhythm of the corners. I've only got one more lap to go at the end of this one, so got to have a good lap if I'm going to do anything more than 7th place, if I'm going to progress. Let's get this last corner right, it's a crucial corner. Not too bad, but not brilliant either. The guys in front pulling away from me a little bit because they've got the slipstreams on each other. Still, again, thinking about the race, not just thinking about my gears or anything. So the guy in front's got that penalty. How big is it? It's a second or 1.6 it looks like to me. A bit too far away to see it clearly, but it looks about 1.6 seconds. I'm 1.6 seconds behind him, so I need to make sure I close that in. And I've gained that position essentially, so long as they don't get rid of his penalty in a really good way and manages to minimise it. So potentially got 6th place here if all goes well. If not better than that, if someone has a moment and goes off. But that they will. 4 laps in, people are in a rhythm. Again, quick look back, no one's right behind me, so no need to worry. How close am I? 1.7 away from the guy in front now, so I need to close it in on these last couple of corners. Can I do it? Flat out through there, gone wide. Needed to be flat out there, he's gone wide, so I've definitely got a chance now. Can I do it? Yeah, I'm down his inside as well, so I'm into 6th. Whew. Good ending there, making up that extra position, makes it a more exciting race. One of the most entertaining, but not too bad. So daily race 2 finished. Now onto the big one, the longest one with tyre wear. Well, I haven't looked, but I'm assuming it normally has tyre wear on it, the 3rd race. It's normally quite a long race with more laps and normally faster cars as well, so let's have a go. The Jag see me right there from 14th to 6th. 8 places raised. Not bad. Cheers, Jag. Obviously, in an ideal world, I'd be winning these races and proving myself absolutely legendary, but unfortunately, I've got to admit it to myself. I am just mediocre, really, and some races are better than others. So, it's not that. Oh no, I don't hate it, but it's not my favourite. 7 laps. It's not very long. Oh, that is quite long because it's 4.5 miles. I don't think I'm not familiar with that track. So tyre wear 17 times, fuel consumption 3 times, 17 times tyre wear. I suppose it doesn't really matter with that straight, that long straight, there isn't actually that many corners to wear out your tyres. But yeah, going to be an interesting one. So I'll go on, what time does it start? So you can enter it at 3:30, at 4:30 even, and means that I might as well. Oh, this is good. Sorry, I'm getting excited. You don't know why. Let's just have a look, see what people have done. So 207 from friends that have got on Gran Turismo. Well, 208 really. It's right at the top of the 207s. And in the world fastest is 205.378, and it's TRL Man. Well, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to pronounce that wrong, so I won't. So yeah, right. Let's try to get 1 lap in at least before I start. So I'm going to go in the NSX because I'm going to be league racing in this, and I haven't really driven it. I just picked it because I like the look of it, and I looked at the stats and I'm like, well, it looks good enough, so I'll have that. Put a livery on it. It spent about 2 hours, and I did think halfway through. I am slightly concerned I haven't driven this car yet, and I'm halfway through like a 2-hour livery. But anyway, carried on, and still haven't really driven it, so could be quite interesting, eh? I got a bit carried away with the orange, I think, but other than that, I think it came out alright, the livery. Can I choose? Yes, I can. Can I do everything? No. No, can't do the important stuff. Oh, it doesn't look too bad anyway. What tyres are we on? Might as well stay on the mediums, it's the best option. Yeah. Right, let's get into this NSX, actually learn it whilst doing a daily race. I'm not quite sure why these races are called daily races as well, when they last all week. Another Gran Turismo, what? Anyway, there's a lot of them. I'm sure you've noticed them yourself, if you're watching. Jesus Christ, that's a hairpin. Wasn't expecting that. That kind of reminds me which track it is actually, with this corner coming out of it, so I remember that. And then we've got the bumps here, I remember this track. I didn't realise it was so long though, so I'm going to have to remember which configuration it is. I suppose it is just really fast, so it is 4.5 miles, but it's just flat out pretty much all of it. Good to be reacquainted with this track actually, so get to see the top speed of my NSX at the moment in standard setup, 157 mile an hour up to 158, 159. I need to look for the corner too, 161, 162, so that's encouraging. That is encouraging for my league racing. That's fast. It took a long time to get there, don't get me wrong, but 162. Yeah, I'm genuinely quite encouraged by that. That's good to know. So far, I'm not going to learn a lot on this track, realising which track it is now, because there's not that many harsher corners on it really. The corners are quite fast and you carry speed, quite a lot of speed, but as much as you can, to be fair. So I didn't need to go down 2 gears there. I'm going to have to remember that flat corner. Just 1 gear next time. Looking for this left-hander now, it's quite fast. Yep, starting to remember it rightly. This one's actually quite fast as well, but you've got to get it right. Oh, hit the wall there, it's not good. Going down too many gears again. Not used to the NSX. Feels alright though. Very encouraging first lap out of it, but again, it's not the most challenging track for a car, so it's probably not the best representation of what the NSX is capable of. But there you go, let's get this hairpin right this time. That's a better exit. So coming towards the end of the first lap in qualifying. Let's see what time we can get. Quick look at the watch as well to make sure we can't enter the race yet. Another few minutes. So it's a 2:14.742. So 7 laps of that, which is roughly, my maths isn't brilliant, but it's roughly about 16 minutes I guess. So flat out for an absolute eternity there. If this is actually a real track, which I'm pretty sure it isn't, I'm sure it might exist somewhere in Japan, but like this kind of road layout, but not actually ever been used as a track. But yeah, if it has, then incredibly hard on the engine, just flat out at all times. Good for the cooling though, I suppose. So, driven pretty badly so far. Definitely room for improvement. Feels like there's a lot of grip in this NSX though. I am really encouraged by this. MRC, watch out. Season 8, NSX time. I'm not even extracting anything out of the car really either. I need to be driving it more aggressively, but I guess I'm just used to Group 4 cars handling the kind of way I expect, and I'm driving like that, and there's definitely more in this car than what I'm used to from a Group 4 car, basically. Feels really good. Again, I know I do realise it's probably the track, but it's definitely a track that I'll be looking to see if it's on the table for league racing, because it'll be a good one for me if the top speed's quite a bit higher than everyone else's with these long straights. I don't know if that is the case, I'm sure there's faster cars out there, but it's going to be good. Anyway, I feel like this has got really boring, so I'll stop talking about league racing all the time. So go down 2 gears, not 3, maybe even just 1, get the braking right. Just try 1 and then I can always go down a second if I feel like I'm got nothing there. Oh, so I keep hitting that barrier, the tightens that corner quite drastically. I might as well lose that lap and look at the time and quit. So actually go into proper qualifying, actually enter the race anyway. That was proper qualifying, but enter the race. I've done it way too early. There's 4 minutes left on the actual clock at the top, and on my watch it says 1/4 past. God damn it. Fuck's sake. Why does it even say you can set it up? Just looking at the actual stats on the left there, not actually familiarised myself, like I say, with the car. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this now. I was a bit worried that I picked the wrong car, but now I'm thinking it's alright. Anyway, I might as well get back out there and get that first corner nailed, even though it's about a mile and a half into the circuit. Yeah, well, it's probably about 2 miles in actually. Get that first corner nailed. But my matter that I've gone wide there, I can straighten the exit. Get the power down and just make it easier. Sat here for so long, flat out just cruising really, even though you're going 160 mile an hour. There's nothing to do on the wheel or on the pad. For those on the pad. So still not actually got anywhere near the potential of this car. Still feel like I'm losing time every time I go through a corner, is what I'm trying to say. There's definitely more there. That was better through there. Just remembered this track is pretty much flat out. I've been braking a bit too much, so my lap time that I've done so far must be miles off. It has just occurred to me what this track actually entails. So just remember that about halfway through the lap, so the second half of the lap certainly improved. Don't know if the overall lap time will be there. But yeah, it's just really occurred to me how you have to drive this track. So this next lap should be a lot better, as long as providing it don't mess up. So that was better, 2:11. There's definitely more time in this car. Done it again. What the hell was that? That was terrible. Really bad through there. Just didn't even try. I'm gonna actually retry. There's no point in doing that lap. So that's just embarrassing, quite frankly. That was after I've already done that twice. I just did it a third time, but even harder. Went in even faster on it. So let's actually slowly turn the traction control down as well, progress that way in this car. Start messing about with the brake balance a bit. So a rear wheel drive, let's give the front wheels a bit more to do. That's better. I didn't hit the wall for a start. Oh, so I missed this. What the hell am I doing? Right, I might as well exit now. It's definitely in 4 minutes there. Not only in 6 there. So I need to exit there, yep. And we shall we'll go into this, see. So yeah, I'll stick with NSX, see where it brings me in the race, and see if I am able to slipstream people and catch them down the straight, see how quick it is compared to other people with Group 4 choices. Quite an interesting little test. It's certainly a top speed test down that straight. So it's good little information for me actually in for the league. So already thinking about that first corner, just making sure I get that right because there's undoubtedly people going into the wall there. Trying to keep it tight to the apexes. And away we go. Could definitely beat that 211. So let's give that a go. Standard setup pretty much bang on for top speed here. Just getting towards the top of 6th gear now as we get towards seeing the braking zone, looking for the 100 marker, and then hard on the brakes, make sure you get that apex and don't run it wide. And don't run it wide there either, and back on it. So probably again left a little bit of time there, but crucially didn't hit the barriers this time, so happy about that. Just flat through all this section now until the next braking zone, which is just down here, the 50 mark or just before. Down 1 gear, tuck it in and then just back on it. Building the revs in 5th, don't bother going down anymore, and then just wait for it to come to you. Through this section, flat out, a little lift here, that's all it takes, and then back on it. Still in 5th and change gear for ages, and then down 1 gear here just to get the acceleration out, and just flat out, tuck it in, try aim for a late-ish apex there, so you're going nowhere near the barriers, and then you're away down the straight again. And then you're just looking for the end corner here, 100 marker. Make sure you're heavy on the brakes, down 4 gears into 2nd from 6th. And then back on it as quick as you dare. Through the gears again, 100 mile an hour into 4th, and then 5th, 120. Down the long straight now, top of 5th, 140. Into 6th, which eventually brings me to 162 mile an hour. So going over the line, it's a 210.888. The 8's there at the end. I'm sure there's a bingo term for such a thing. Plus another 8. It's 2 fat ladies, isn't it? It's the obvious one. It's 2 fat ladies. Plus another fatty. I've got an extra mate for the night. Anyway, hard on the brakes at the 100 again. Took it in, got the rear end rotated a little bit there, but I clipped the wall, which made all the difference. That would have been beautiful otherwise. And in my hesitation, so 0.6 down on my time looking at the bottom already. So it's about that Don't know if there's much chance of making that up. I suppose we can really push through these next couple and see if we can gain. Got to get it closer to that apex. No. That's exactly what you don't want to do in the race. So again, in the interest of time, just to save myself time and not waste that lap, well, the time it takes me to finish that lap, just restart and do another one. My fastest lap still records on the right hand side, so I've got nothing to worry about. I haven't lost it. So let's get a better lap in it. It's definitely a 209 in this car. Probably a high 209, but that's my next aim. Getting to the second below the one that I'm in. 208 would be ideal. Got to really push for that one though. Not really push actually, just get the lines smoother and better. Carry the speed more than I am out of the exits. I've been too cautious probably into this first corner now because I've had so many incidents into that wall, so that's probably losing me a bit of time as well, but I feel like I've got to be to get through the corner. It's too easy to make a mistake, so got to be a little bit cautious. Way too cautious that time though. The brakes felt like they just grabbed more than ever then and stopped me instantly. Felt a bit strange actually, not too bad. Probably felt like, I don't know what the time's going to say, but felt like probably up a little bit on my last lap there, on my fastest lap. So nailing almost to the limiter in 5th before we're going to 6th. Let's get this corner right, crucial one. Broke a little bit heavy, but got the line this time, didn't go into the wall, which is crucial. Did lose a little bit of time though, I was a little bit heavy on the brakes. Oh, just thought it'd stick, but it didn't. But hopefully won't get a penalty for that. It's put me off there, and I've ended up braking for that corner when I didn't need to. Let's make this end section as good as I can to try and maintain any lap time I might have made up on the fastest lap. Good through that last section there. Oh, 2 corners. Not before that. A little bit earlier than 100 this time, but not as heavy on the brakes. Gone wide, gather it all back up and just use the exit, straight a line out to carry the speed as much as possible after the mistake. So I don't think this will actually be an improvement this lap time now. I think I've lost it, but we'll see. Let's try and aim as straight as we can to the inside. Save a little bit of time like that. No. So I've still got enough time to do 2 more laps before qualifying ends. So no tyre wear on, not in qualifying. So just carry on and see if we can improve. Hesitant there, but it's not a long straight as you can see until the next corner, so it actually ended up gaining me time. I'm quite surprised, but I felt like I messed that first corner up, but I'm actually ahead of my time, not by a lot granted, but by a little bit. 1.3 seconds. So that's better through there, really pushed to that wall but not hit it. That was good. So 0.6 up on my previous fastest lap. Let's not go anywhere near that wall. Oh, I've done it again, what am I doing? Because I've lost a bit of time from hitting that wall, I can just keep that corner flat, so it's a bit of an advantage in that regard. I always look for a positive. Slow into there, but carry the speeds. Again, allows me to be flat without any worries through this next left-hander. I'm looking towards being a second up here if I'm not not do anything silly into this last corner, so I'm going to brake slightly before the 100 marker to make sure I get it done properly. Keep it nice and tight, accelerate as soon as I can, get the corner. So I'm over a second up, it's looking good. No, drop time coming out of the last corner. So I'm on my way down now. Oh, it's dropping quite fast as well. It looks like I'm definitely still going to improve on my last lap though, so that's the important thing. Still got one more lap to do. So here we go, last qualifying lap coming up. Let's really push now. Try and get in that 1-0. Oh no, it wasn't actually faster. Wasn't actually faster, I can't believe that. Ended up losing that much time out of the last corner. It's not a bad exit. Looking at the delta at the bottom, I've gained time, so I just need to carry that through all this section now, and I'll just continue to gain time. Smooth as you can through these corners, try not to scrub off any speed. Aim for that inside wall almost and expect it to understeer a little bit, so I've lost it through there actually, looking at the delta again at the bottom. A bit too heavy on the brakes again. I'm struggling to get through that corner consistently, doing it the same twice in a row. I'm not really getting it right. I don't think I broke again through there with a moment of panic. I don't know why. Not the thing to do though. So it'll be interesting to see where I come in qualifying, and I'm up on my time now, so I need to carry this through this last hairpin, which I got wrong last time. Need to make sure that I get the exit right onto the long straight. It's gone deep, but it's not necessarily bad. I've got a decent exit-ish. Traction control slowed me down a bit, but I'm gaining on my time, so all the way down this straight I'm going to gain on that now. Crucial corner is that last corner. Look at it keep going up at the bottom. So 0.3. Where's it going to land? Am I going to get 209? No, I'm not. Nowhere near. So 210.626. So still more time in this car. I'm not driving well enough to get everything out of it, but that's not a bad lap time, I don't think. So 210.626. I'm up again though. Shame I ain't got a third lap to continue and try and push again. Anyway, let's get through this last corner, first corner even, and practice it one last time before we head into the race. So yeah, good little practice. Got to think about the tyre wear now. So bloody hell, why am I so crap in qualifying? That's ridiculous. Anyone else in the NSX? Nope. Looks like everyone's in the Huracan, the Lamborghini. So right, turns out that's the fastest car. Suppose it's all just about straight line speed in this one, and if that's the fastest in a straight line, that's what's going to get the lap time. So I need to make sure I slipstream as much as possible to be able to make the the deficit up. Quick drink before we head out. So a little warm up, annoying. Don't need to warm my tyres up. Looking at the names on the left hand side there to see if I recognise any of them, but no, I don't. No. So I'm not too deterred from the qualifying. Started in 14th in the last race and finished in 6th. and oh crap, and just gives me faith for this one, starting in 19th this time, so if anything I've got a chance to make up more places, that's how I see it. So it should be quite a good race, providing I keep it clean and no one tries to wipe me out or tries to overtake for a stupid corner, which there is quite a few of someone side by side with through some of these corners. There's absolutely no chance you both getting away with it, so one of you is going to lose out. Probably the one that lifts off or actually tries to avoid the contact that'll lose out in the end, probably. It's normally the case. Clean driver ends up losing. 19, rolling start, let's see what we can do. Probably a good factor having the rolling start. We can get straight in the slipstream and hopefully, like I say, the Hurricanes don't get the acceleration and get it off the line instead. Sounds good in this tunnel with all these cars in it. I always forget about that till the race starts. I'm going to concentrate. The guy in front's moving about a bit too much for my liking, so stick to the guy in front of him instead. If he moves, don't bother following him. Guy behind me is looking at my bumper, so I'll stick to the inside. He's going to get past me before the corner though, so it didn't really matter sticking to the inside. I should have just stuck in the slipstream and been oh, whoa, whoa, oh god, felt like they broke early then. I couldn't do anything about it really, that was early. Anyway, not too much damage done. He did that on his own, that's his bad. But yeah, sorry about that. That was a hard hit, whoever I hit. I think it was this guy in front. Damage must not be on there. Glanced at the bottom and there's no bumper damage or engine damage, so it can't be on. We've got the braking heavy again, that was heavy braking. See, this is what I don't understand now. They were qualifying 19th if they're braking so heavy through like that corner. And I haven't been. Yeah, that's the tricky bit to understand, but I guess like I say, it's all about that long straight. So I lifted off a little bit too much through there. Guy behind me is not far behind. Got to keep it tidy to make sure I don't give an opportunity away. Which I've just tapped the wall, so that wasn't very tidy. Too far away really to make a slipstream really work for me. Let's see what I can do into this last corner to gain a little bit and get the slipstream down the straight. Crucially, I've got to get the exit of the corner right, most importantly. Not concentrate on the slipstream too much. So a bit hesitant on the throttle there coming out, I'll be honest. I've lost it a little bit and should have planted my foot a little bit earlier. Just my bad timing that. We'll see what we can do from a distant slipstream. Keep an eye on the left hand side, see if the time actually starts coming close. Yeah, catch guys in front basically. I'm not even in the slipstream, I'm that far away, it's hard to tell where it is. Looks like I am slowly reeling them in, but not enough to make any difference. Certainly not going to give me an opportunity. Guy behind's certainly reeling me in a lot quicker. I'm going to stick to the barrier so he can't actually go down that side. Oh, you don't have to bump me on the way past, you could just go past me. You're clearly faster. I'm driving it. Oh, I didn't actually hit him there. He decided to avoid me and drove into the wall by the sound of it. That was good close wheel to wheel though. I felt like I had the opportunity to post him out wide. A bit naughty of me if I'm honest, but I had the line, he'd gone wide and he was trying to come back in, so I had the right to do that in real world racing terms anyway. And took that line, again a bit naughty of me because I knew I'd end up touching the wall because of it. But I guess it's a little strategy that you can use around here if you're a bit of bit savvy with that kind of stuff. He took someone into the wall very gently, and it isn't a massive, you can't say that I ploughed him into the wall or anything. Then yeah, obviously you can gain an advantage from it, quite drastic advantage as well. Not encouraging people to put each other into the wall, but if it happens, it's not such a bad thing sometimes. Certainly not something I aim to do on a regular basis though. So just making sure that exit's good again, hesitant again. I should be in first gear maybe coming out of there, but I don't want to end up with wheel spin at the same time. And the traction control cutting my power. I should definitely try first gear though, because that's dropped me back quite a long way again. I need to try something else out of that last corner to make the straight better. I'm too far behind to keep the slipstream. Mind you, they are weaving quite a lot, so I'm catching them a little bit. And I might actually get me towards the end of the straight into their slipstream. Hopefully lining me up for the next lap to be closer to them and being able to use it then. Not going to make much difference now. This guy behind's closing in on me, but he's too far behind to make any difference. So slow. He's gone wide in front. He had to lift off. He's got a big penalty as well. Just make sure you don't touch those walls. Guy behind's dropped back a little bit, so no concern now. Slipstreaming the guy in front. I know I'm talking about chasing for 16th place here. I know it's not the most exciting proposition in the world, but still, we already know which way to go then really. He didn't really know I was there, I don't think. I was expecting him to move or defend or something and he didn't. Guess he can't read minds. So he's forced me into the wall. Nice of him. Hopefully he gets a penalty for that. Yeah, he does. That's the only justice I can rely on really. A penalty for bad behaviour like that. There's no need to force me into the wall. I guess it's what I did on the last lap, but I was in a different position to be able to do so, and the guy in front had gone wide. He just did it because he could do it on the brakes. But I guess you could argue that's karma. It's come back to bite me straight the lap after I did it to someone else. So heavy on the brakes there. Get down the inside if I can. Contact again with him. Seeing as though he put me in the wall, I'll drive him out wide. He's going to slipstream me and probably have a nudge on the way past there. So I'll try give him an awkward line to follow. Make sure he has to drive right next to the wall. They're just faster, these Lambos. I can't do anything about it really till I get in their slipstream, but I haven't had one lap yet where I've had a slipstream down the straight that's actually mattered. So I managed to keep it in 16th and outbrake the Lambo behind me. Oh, no need to drop in a second. I don't know why I did that. Drop time out of there, and that's quite crucial all the way down here now. Looking at the fuel gauge, not too bad, not to worry about. Tyres aren't too bad either, just keep it smooth, try not to scrub them too much. Got to consider your tyres through corners like that though. You just haven't got the grip that you had at the beginning, going wide, for example there on the exit a little bit, understeering. A little lift through here this time now because of the tyres. And again through here. Little lift, only lifted my foot up a tiny degree, but just to get the front end turned in, but still a little lift. I'm in the slipstream, but I'm only heading into the last corner. That's my problem. I seem to be able to get into the slipstream for this point, but it's not a very long straight, and then I end up not getting into it for this long straight here. So let's get this exit better, close at the moment. I should have gone into first again, I still haven't done it. So it's what's hindering me really. I'm just building the revs too slowly in second, and look how far we've just dropped off that Lambo a bit in front. So probably just about still getting the slipstream, but it's really not that effective from how far back I am now. So I keep messing up that last corner really. That's a crucial one for me in this. It's been becoming quite evident. Quick drink whilst I'm just doing nothing. So come on, let's have a good lap now. There's no one around me. Oh god. No. Oh, that was shocking. The guy in front has a penalty. That's my only thing that's keeping me positive at the moment. He's got a penalty and he either has to get rid of it at some point or just take it at the end, in which case I'll be finishing in front of him. Still nothing to be proud of. Well, proud of I guess. I started in 19th and I might finish in 15th, but certainly not the race I was after. And especially streaming it. Kind of want my streams to be a bit more entertaining and better than that. But there you go. You can't have it your own way all the time. Did some Clio races the other day which were very good. I really enjoyed it anyway. Felt like anyone that's watched me before anyway, I felt like if you're interested, felt like that was probably some of the best commentary so far over those Clio races. If you haven't watched it and you're interested, just from my commentary alone, then give them a watch maybe. I think I did quite well on those, so I impressed myself almost in a way so far compared to how I think I've commentated. So I hit first that time, but actually suffered a moment of the rear, so still didn't make the most of it. But definitely a bit closer to the guy in front coming out now. So I think I must have some kind of slipstream. I think that Lambo is just too quick. I can't really do anything about it. Not making any difference if I look at the top left, so the delta to the guy in front is actually gaining time on me, so he's broken that slipstream. The guy behind on the other hand is reeling me in slowly, but not enough to be able to attack me on this first corner on T1. So let's get this corner right. It looks like he's gone wide, so I actually got it right. That's good. Oh, and then followed it up by a mistake, of course. Why would you want two good corners in a row? That's just stupid, you know, who drives like that? Everyone's seen legendary racing drivers, they just use the barriers all the way around. It's the way it's done. So I've got some guy looking to attack me down the inside of here now as well, so, oh, taking the inside line to go defensive and fucked it up completely. Sorry for the language, absolutely fucked it up. Taking the inside line to defend and just gave me the line to run straight into the wall with understeer. And I thought I'd sorted it out enough on the brakes to be honest, but just didn't manage to get it right. So a bit of a mistake down into 17th now. Bit of a mistake, a lot of a mistake should I say. But hey, it happens, eh? What can you do? I think the problem is on this track for me, there's not enough people crashing and doesn't gain me positions. I'm going to hit the handbrake because that's late braking. So get into first as quick as I can, have to gather it up. I've got a massive penalty now myself. Oh, I hate racing sometimes, it just defeats me. So at this present moment, it looks like one person's or a couple of people have left. So there's only 18 people in it. So I'm second to last. And I haven't been able to do anything. If I look at the tyres as well, I haven't really been observing my tyre wear. I would have given it a little bit more respect, I suppose, in some of these corners, the right-handers. But yeah, I've not done very well. So not quite as I planned the video to go. I came into this with full confidence, thinking I'll be alright, I'll do alright. I guess that second race was quite good, but other than that I've done pretty terribly. Another example of just bad driving from myself. I'm going to look back at these videos in time to come and think, you're absolutely terrible, why did you do loads of videos? But there you go, at least I tried. I can understand if I were winning races every time, wanted to do videos, if that's kind of what I'm getting at, just hitting the wall again and giving myself another big penalty. So up to 9 seconds, 10 seconds, or near as damn it. So yeah, I hate racing. Nah, I don't. I do like better results than what I've been getting though recently. Feel like I'm getting worse rather than better. The more I practice, the worse I get. So that's it, last lap. Coming towards the finish line. Looks like I'm just about gonna hold 17th. Oh, and it's a glorious 17th finish there, so that's it. Yeah, a bit gutted if I'm honest, but there you go, these things happen. I'll get there in the end. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, so thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it if you have watched this, or you do end up watching it. So cheers, I'm ADG123. If you like what I'm doing, give us a subscribe. And yeah, if you like it, give it a like. You know, it's quite simple. Anyway, take care. I've been ADG, and I'll see you later. Cheers for watching. Goodbye.